Okay, World of Warships, because I haven't recorded one of these in absolutely ages. So here we have what is essentially my final battle in the Tier 5 Nicholas. And, well, the title kind of gives it away, because we're snatching victory from the jaws of defeat, which is rare in World of Warships. I cut a few times in this video to basically speed things up a little bit, especially coming up because I alt-tabbed out of the game. Because reasons. Plus I knew I was going to be sailing along for a minute or two and I could afford to do that. Oh yeah, why am I doing this? Because apparently I love the sound of my own voice. And reasons.
Proceeding to assist you.
So the Tier 5 Nicholas. If you want to know more about the ship, there's always Wikipedia, there's always Wargaming's own site for ship information and the like. Suffice it to say, US destroyers, they're brawlers. They don't really do the long-range torpedo thing that the Japanese destroyers can do. Those sneaky little bastards. I have a detection range of something like 7.2 kilometers or something around that. Most of the Japanese ones are somewhere in around 6 kilometers, so they can sit just outside of range and constantly spot me, which sucks. This was my first surprise of the match. I knew there'd be people coming here. I knew people would be coming here. And of course, I ran into them. Destroyer and a Cleveland cruiser. In a destroyer, the cruiser is the last thing you want to run into. But that's okay, I have a smoke generator. I can run away. He, on the other hand, apparently didn't notice I'd fired torpedoes. I have a bank that, well, I have 2 sets of torpedo launchers on each side. I could have launched another 6 if I was feeling particularly nasty.
Smoke screen set.
I decided to just turn tail and run instead. It seemed the wiser option. Even though he's on the other side of the smoke to me, our AFK battleship up in the northeast can see him every time he fires. But he can't see me because there's no one on my side of the smoke spotting me. So I can fire at him with impunity and he just has to sort of guess where I am based on where the shots originate from. Sadly, someone else will secure this kill. Spoilers. And there's that bloody destroyer again. Oh right, I love the sound of my own voice and yet I'm sitting here being quiet. It's very unusual for a Filipino.
Torpedoes, direct front.
Now, this match, at this point, we're doing okay. We're not that many ships down. I mean, we've got an AFK battleship, we've lost a destroyer and a cruiser. So technically we're 3 ships down to their 1. This stage of the match, that's not a terrible thing. That can change pretty fluidly at this stage of the map. Match, rather. Here's me attempting to do long-range fire against a distant destroyer. Obviously not succeeding, but I'm getting closer. No, sir. Burner. Holder. Harder. Boiling hot. Momentarily take out his rudder, but he'll bring that back up. So I think, well, you know, that threat's being dispatched, it's now time to try and capture the sea point. Area looks clear. Ships are far, far away. Should be fine. Should be just fine. And the battleship just got sunk by that lone destroyer. Because the dude was AFK. To be fair to him, I've had that issue where I've logged into the game and gone to join a match and then it's immediately logged me out and I can't log back in unless I restart the game client. Which is really, really frustrating. So, you know, it could be any number of reasons. Not sure why, but in the most recent 2 patches I had a lot of trouble staying connected to older warships, so I don't play it as much as I'd like to. Oh look, it's another cruiser! Have some torpedoes, good cruiser friend. And some high explosive shells for good measure.
The enemy team has taken the lead.
And the friendly Furutaka, which we're about to see as I try to make sure I don't run into him, steals my kill. Well, to be fair, he secured the kill. There are no real kill steals. Basically, you're just too slow to kill the thing yourself, so somebody else did it for you. So cutting ahead a little bit here, just a little bit of sailing. Over in the D point, that destroyer we saw earlier, the one that took out our AFK battleship, that joined the original Cleveland. He's over here capping D. And we've got a friendly Nicholas who's coming around the corner and basically trying to engage him, and I'm now trying to support as well. However, because this is a narrow channel, if that destroyer had fired torpedoes down here, I would have been screwed. But he probably didn't realize I was coming down that way. And he eats one right in the prow. So the Nicholas and I are basically gonna rest in here and cap the point. At this point in the match, it wasn't too bad, but fast forward a bit and things are going further south for us. We have 5 ships remaining. They've got 7. That Furutaka we saw earlier, he is so goddamn lucky here. He's just set that Russian destroyer on fire. He's taken his engines out. Destroyer lobs some torpedoes. He was so lucky. And I honestly think that would have changed how this match went if the Furutaka had died there. So that guy's burning rather nicely. And we're now down to 3 ships against, what, 6, 7? In World of Tanks, you can claw back from this. It's hard, but you can. In World of Warships, clawing back from this is a marathon effort. It takes a lot of... It basically requires that whoever's left on your team works together. And I secure that one. My first kill of the match. But it's a lot harder to secure a victory at this point in World of Warships. And I think that's a good thing. There's a completely different skill set required in this game. I've no doubt that there are players out there who could, you know, 1v, just them versus 7 would win the match. No problems. I am not that player. Wouldn't mind being that player though, that'd be pretty sweet. Long-range gunnery duel with a cruiser in a destroyer is Not my smartest of plans. But there's something spotting me, and it's probably a Japanese destroyer, because they can see me long before I can see them. Because I recorded this from a replay, you can't really see that I'm constantly adjusting my... not constantly, but I am regularly adjusting my speed of my ship. In the replay, it's permanently sitting on stop. But at least they have fixed some of the stuff in the replay, so I guess they're adding a bit more support for them as they go on. You actually can see the icons in the top right now, showing that the different awards and the ribbons I'm getting during the match. Now, even though we were down 4 ships at this point, the scores are still pretty close. So we're not too badly, we're not too badly off. There's one of the enemy destroyers over there, and I just secured the kill against yet another Cleveland. So now it's basically me, one other destroyer, and the friendly Furataka cruiser. The cruisers and battleships on their team are going to basically sit there wailing away on the Furataka, because they can see the Furataka, and he's firing.
In 5 minutes.
However, myself and the Nicholas were invisible, practically. I never did check what that other destroyer was on their team, because it kept detecting me. It's really annoying. It's a good thing that I adjusted my speed when I did, because those torpedoes would have pretty much ended the game for me there. So at this point, we're winning. But if that Furataka dies, that changes. We're going to lose points, as you can see at the top of the screen. So myself and the friendly Nicholas, we're going to go cap this point. And now this battleship makes a mistake. He wants to bring his guns broadside to our Furataka. But he's doing it by going down a channel. You never go down narrow channels in a battleship when you know there are destroyers nearby. You never do that. I take a big old hit there. Get in with at least one of my torpedoes. But I've got another bank of 6 on the other side.
Torpedoes, direct front.
And now I'm ignoring him. Because cool guys don't look at explosions. That really pissed him off. And then, it's his team's fault. Actually, no, it's his fault. If he hadn't been an idiot and had just kept his guns forward, just kept flying straight at our cruiser, he wouldn't have cost his team the victory. So that's the game's result, right there. Admittedly, at the moment, it is a 2x XP event in World of Warships, but that's still a nice bit of XP. And it allowed me to unlock the next tier up, the Farragut. I haven't actually played in it yet. I should fix that. Anyway, World of Warships. Victory from the jaws of defeat. Huzzah.